Thanks for joining me in this TeachLink tutorial. In this segment, we're going to go over managing templates for administrators. I'm in the admin dashboard. In your My Districts and Schools card, we're going to go on down to Manage Templates. Now, if you have not seen the Manage Forms video just yet, or are not comfortable editing, duplicating, or creating new forms, make sure you take a look at that video. The forms that you create or have in your account get connected to templates. So let's go ahead and click on Manage Templates. Now this is a list of templates that I already have in my account. This may not look the same as what you have in your account. You can use evaluation templates to categorize your staff members. So some examples we have here are tenured teacher, a tenured teacher goal year, paraprofessional. You can make whatever kind of a template you would like for a certain category of employee. I'm going to start by making a brand new evaluation template list. This actually should be called a timeline template because they do encompass a whole lot more than just evaluations. So let's go ahead and add a new one. Just click on the Add New button. And I'm going to create a template for first year teachers. We know that first year teachers have an awful lot that we want to keep an eye on, and this is a great way to do that. So we're going to go ahead and create that. That's just the name of the template. And then we need to think about what are the forms that you want your first year teachers to fill out for the entire year. So when we've decided that, we're going to go ahead and add a part. So we're building out that timeline. So we're going to add a form. Let's say that we're going to start out with our annual goal, which is something that you might have everybody do, but should be included for a first year teacher. We want that annual goal to be done early in the year. So let's say we'll just pick a September 19th. And this is not going to be an admin part. This is going to be a staff member's part. We probably want it turned in, so let's go ahead and click that requires approval. So that just means that the teacher will fill out their annual goal and submit it to you for approval. That way you make sure that you have seen it. It will be submitted by the teacher, so we're going to go ahead and keep that checked also. Now when you get to this drop-down menu, the drop-down menu is going to show you all of the forms that you have available in your Manage Forms link. So again, my examples may look different than what you have in your account. You have control over all of the forms that show up in your account because you can edit them, you can create them, and you can duplicate what's in there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the annual goal. The annual goal is right here that I've created in my account. Click on that from the drop-down menu. It shows up right here in the form, and we're going to submit that. That shows up as the one and only thing right now on our timeline. So remember, on the timeline, anything that is on the top of our line is the teacher or staff member's responsibility to do. Anything that's on the bottom of the line is the administrator's responsibility to do. So let's go ahead and add another part to that timeline. We know that we are going to want a walkthrough or observation done on that first year teacher's timeline. Observation Number 1, this is an admin part, so we're going to go ahead and click that box. It is going to be submitted, so you want to make sure that you click that box so that it's submitted to the teacher when you have completed that observation 1. We're going to go ahead and select the form, and let's go down to a formal observation. And we're going to make sure that our date is correct. So let's say that my goal for that first observation is going to be by October 1st. And we're going to go ahead and submit. That now ends up on the bottom of the timeline. And remember, that means that that is admin's responsibility to take care of that. Now, your circles can also are clickable. So you can go ahead and click them right from the timelines as well. And you can also edit them. We're in the editing template page here. Let's go ahead and add a couple more parts here to our timeline. So remember, we're working on a first-year teacher's timeline. Let's go ahead and put in an observation 2. And you can put in as many observations as you want in there. It'll be the same form that you choose unless you want to use a couple different forms. So some people also will use a walkthrough form, and then their formal observation is a little bit different kind of a form. My observation 2, I might want to have a goal of having that done by the beginning of November. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that date in there. It is an admin part, and we are going to submit it. I'm going to go ahead and select that same form that I chose at the beginning, so my formal observation, and I'm going to go ahead and submit that. You go ahead and continue to put those items inside of the template as you want them for your first year teachers. Of course, towards the end of the year, you will put their final evaluations in there according to the form that you have set up previously in your Manage Forms account. You can always go back to your list for your templates. Make sure, so here is where our first year teachers template ended up. You can also go to any of the templates that are in here and you can edit them. So if you click on that edit button, you will see the things that might already be in your probationary teacher's timeline. Some things may be in there when your account was loaded, but it may also be just a plain template so that you can go ahead and build those out any way that you would like. So this would be an example of a year-long probationary teacher's timeline. Starting with those annual goals, you can add an IDP in there. In our example forms video, we suggested adding an emergency card so that you always have a teacher's emergency information loaded on that template. You have a walkthrough, a mid-year IDP, a formal observation, another walkthrough. These are all for the teacher to do. SLOs will be included on there. There is a scroll bar. So towards the end of the year then, we have a final evaluation. As an example, domain scores can be put in there. So if we take a look at our final evaluation card, when you click on that circle, editing the template comes up here. We want that completed by 5/19 as an example. But make sure that these parts are also correct. This is going to be an admin part, and it's going to be submitted. This is the form that I have it attached to. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out, but I'm going to show you the domain scores, for example. This is a school that decided they want the domain scores on the timeline so that admin can complete them, but it's just an admin part. It does not require approval and it doesn't need to be submitted to the teachers. So if you don't want your staff members to see parts of a form, you just don't check will be submitted. That keeps it admin view only. So that is the form that we chose, admin view only. We named it admin view only in my manage forms so that we knew that that was something that admin sees and you do not check will be submitted on here. This comes in kind of handy if you want a form that you want to keep notes on staff members all year long. It's a sort of a running tally of notes or information that you can keep and just a place to store it so that it's handy when you go to do your final evaluation. Your final evaluation form can be set up any way that you want, but make sure that you do that in the forms section and then attach it to your template. The first year that you build out your evaluation templates is going to be the one that takes the most amount of time. If you have been happy with the way you built out your timeline in that first year, next year will be a breeze. Next year, you can just hit the copy all from other year, and that template will jump into your next year. Even if it's just close, you can go ahead and copy all from the previous year and then just go ahead and edit as you have just learned how to do. So next year will be much easier for you. Now, the other thing that I would like to go over is when you hit this evaluations tab and you are into your staff evaluations, when you click on a staff member's evaluation or timeline, you're going to see at the top this category of template that you created. In this case, this was a template for counselors. I'm going to go ahead and click on that edit button. And when I click on that edit button, it's going to give me this drop-down menu of all of the templates that you have already created. So you go ahead and change the category for that particular staff member. In this case, this is Kristen Bell. I'm going to change her category as a probationary teacher, and I will submit that. And it attaches that template or timeline to that teacher. As always, if you have any questions on building out your template, make sure you hit this contact support button. We will be happy to answer your questions via email, phone call. Please make sure that you contact us. Thanks for being a TeachLink school. Have a fabulous day.